I mean, one of the things that is I just think is kind of amazing to picture is that what everyone described is that the line typically on the day side runs somewhere between 250 and at peak periods can get over 300 head of cattle in an hour. Then on the night shift, it was just sort of as a standard starting point was running at 350, and more often it was being described to me that the line would run up to 410, 415, just unbelievable speeds. I mean, you're approaching running twice as fast at night. And the worker said they just couldn't keep up, that you have all of these problems, especially on the tables where you're working with a meat hook and with a knife, where you have to take a piece of meat, you have to hit it with your hook, turn it over, trim it, and send it on down the line. And they said that they didn't have time to sharpen their knives, so their knives would get dull and the work would get harder and harder as the speed is continuing to increase. And they just, at a certain point, couldn't keep up. And what they would kind of collectively start to do, I think sort of spontaneously, is that when they couldn't keep up, they would just kind of take a step back and in frustration start beating the hooks and the knives on the tables to indicate to the supervisors, this product is going by untrimmed. We physically can't do this work. And from there, when one person sees that happening and then a whole table says, we're not going to trim these cuts, they're forced to stop the line. And you stop it, you have to trim everything. And then to restart it, you have to go slower for people to keep up. And as you know, Tom, I mean, so much of everything in the meatpacking industry boils down in the end to the question of line speed. And this, to me, was this kind of amazing illustration of how you can push the system to the point that human beings, are simply not able to do the work in the way that the machines elsewhere on the line are. And so it becomes this question of the humanity of the workers and how the company treats them. And, in the initial reporting, I was really struck by one Haitian worker who told me that when he was coming to work one day and going through the holding pens where the cattle are held right before they're released into the slaughter area, that he was struck by the fact that they are given individual holding pens to reduce the amount of stress that the animal experiences before it goes in to be slaughtered. And he said that, that they are moved at a kind of pace that is also, again, intended to reduce that stress. And he just said that it suddenly hit him that they were treating the cattle better than they were treating the immigrant workers. And that he told me that in that moment, he felt like he was being treated as a slave. And so, I mean, when we talk about what is it that these workers are objecting to, I think it's that at the bottom. Like they are objecting to having their humanity ignored by their employer.